What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Thomas back again with another rendition of Truth Be Told. Now, again this week, there really wasn't anything major going on in the news except for, this dumbass, illegitimate administration is trying to reinforce the stupid, employee work mandates that they get the vax. It didn't work the first time. In fact, there's a bunch of lawsuits out there and shit's going crazy with all that crap. People are pissed about it. So, I don't know why they're trying to reinforce it. They're retarded. Dr. Fauci apparently doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He doesn't know what he's talking about half the time. So no one listens to that dumbass anymore. Anyways, that's all I saw really big in the news. Let's get on to the topic I really want to discuss and what everybody seems to be discussing right now, especially on Twitter and YouTube. The new Spider-Man movie. No, or Far Away From Home, or whatever the fuck, or No Way Home, whatever the fuck it is. The new Spider-Man. Okay. So there is a lot wrong with the movie, and then there's some fun moments in the movie. First of all, they're claiming like the box office numbers are really high, and that's not surprising. It's really not. First of all, box numbers don't mean jack shit. Honestly, they don't. We've already seen Disney manipulate the numbers before several times to try to get them box numbers up. That doesn't mean they do it every time, but we've seen them do it quite a bit. So box office numbers don't mean shit. The critics are always going to praise woke movies. All the time. They always will. That's just what they're paid to do. They're paid to do that shit. The only thing that irritates me about some of the reviews I'm seeing is some of these motherfuckers like Yellow Flash and Neurotic are literally going, oh yeah, it was a great movie, blah blah blah. There was no propaganda in it, and everybody just having a good time, blah 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 blah. Them motherfuckers drank the Kool-Aid, because there's a lot that's in this movie that's propaganda, and they're just ignoring it. Because, like Eddie Murphy said in Delirious, I totally agree with Mick Random and Rob on this. They give you a stale cracker. Looks good, but you know it's stale and it's just gonna be eh. But with this new Spider-Man movie, they sprinkle a little extra salt on there because you haven't had a good salty cracker in a long time, so you're starving for one. And then you eat it and you think it's the most delicious thing in the world, and then a couple of days later you're like, oh, it was just another stale cracker like usual. How could I miss that? It's crazy. It's literally what Disney has done, especially with all the nostalgia. They use the nostalgia of, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man characters and bring them into this movie to try to hook the loyal and real Spider-Man fans into doing what they're doing, is basically destroying the original Spider-Man. But most people are not buying it. Some are, though, unfortunately. They're drinking the Kool-Aid. Anyways, was the movie fun? There are parts in the movie that I didn't mind. I didn't think it was a horrible movie, but at the same time, There's a lot of shit in there that fucking, hardcore fans are, missing or not paying attention to. Uh, First of all, the first of the movie with Doctor Strange was really good. And then you get to the end of the movie, and you have Doctor Strange again. Again, that wasn't bad. I liked the banner between Doctor Strange and Tom Holland's Spider-Man. It was good. And he kind of took over the mentor role of like Tony Stark. Even though that is not the actual original story of Spider-Man. Sam Raimi, you will never, never top the Sam Raimi movies. I'm sorry. You just won't. Tobey Maguire will always be Spider-Man. Plain and simple, Sam Raimi got the storyline right. For the most part. The Disney fucking trashed all of the original story of Spider-Man and called it the multiverse. It's lazy writing, plain and simple. Let's just, everything we change, we'll call it the multiverse. It's a different universe. It's fucking retarded. Anyways, most of these characters are not the actual characters in the comics. MJ, I don't know what the fuck that shit is, but that bitch is not MJ. Mary Jane Watson is a redhead. A white redhead. Get over it, Disney. Woke motherfuckers. Anyways, like I said, most of these characters are not the actual characters of Spider-Man. And Tom Holland, I'm sorry, but he's not really that good of an actor. He's okay. But his Spider-Man sucks. It really does. It's not the actual original Spider-Man. It's a woke SJW version of Spider-Man. That's why I can't stand the new Spider-Man movies. Because they've completely fucking thrown all the good shit out and replaced it with woke crap. Tom Holland isn't even American, and Spider-Man is American. Plain and simple. It's dumb. But anyways, this movie is really drawn out. It really is. There's parts in the movie where it was just boring as fuck. Especially the middle section. And I agree. There is some serious propaganda going on, agenda-driven shit. Now, Spider-Man, of course, has always been about trying to help cure the bad guys, save them, blah, blah, blah. Yes, he's been about that. But the thing is he never is able to do it. He's not that great of a scientist, so he can't figure out how to cure any of them. He keeps trying, and that's the whole thing, is he's trying to constantly cure them. He never does. Because he just can't do it. Plus, the simple fact, most of them don't want to be cured. The villains, most of the villains don't want to be cured. They want to keep their powers. Now, in this movie, all of a sudden, he knows how to cure all these motherfuckers. And he forces it on them. Because if they don't take it, hey, you're going to die when you go back. Plain and simple. You're going to die. So you have to take this fucking cure. Blah, 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 blah. None of them want the cure, but he forces it on them anyway. Boy, that don't sound familiar, does it? Fucking retarded. If you don't see the connection between that and what's going on in the world today with the CV, then you're a fucking retard. It's literally agenda propaganda bullshit. Take the vaccine or you're going to die. Plain and simple. And that's bullshit. That's a lie. Science has already proven that to be false. It's an experimental fucking drug. Don't take it. It actually has been doing more harm. If you look at the statistics of what's going on, those who take the vax are dying, and they're giving it to others that are dying from it. I know I have family and friends who have. So fuck off. You're not saving anybody by taking that shit. Anyways, moving on. So, a lot of propaganda, and there's cringe lines like fucking, Jamie Foxx mentions, oh, too bad there wasn't a black Spider-Man. Come on, fuck off. And then the cheesiest one was the whole, when the not Aunt May goes, oh, with great power comes great responsibility. Oh my God, that was so cringy. I was like, really? You had to have her say that? So it could give Tom Holland Spider-Man his Uncle Ben moment. I was, fuck off. Why didn't you just do Uncle Ben? So dumb. Aunt May is like the 70-year-old woman, not some 35-year-old. Fucking dumbasses. Anyways, the Doctor Strange stuff and the Tom Holland Spider-Man was good. The rest of it kind of sucked. The only villain that I didn't know was going to be in this was the Sandman. I didn't realize he was going to be in it, which is cool because I love the Sandman. But he's supposed to be his... they're good friends now. All of a sudden, he's a bad guy again. And it fucking made no sense. So anyways, regardless, he cures them all. Fucking forces them to take a cure and cures them. So all is good and well. Fuck off. He never cures them. Never. Look in the comics. Never cures them. He's always trying. So, fuck off. Disney, Marvel. You guys suck. Get some real writers in there. So, this movie, it was okay. Some of the stuff was okay. But for the most part, it was just, eh. I've talked to people that's seen it now. And after they've seen it, they're all like, yeah, it was just kind of, eh. At first, they were just like, oh, this is great. Great, blah, blah, blah. But now they're just, eh. They get it now. So the movie's just, eh. Don't expect a whole lot of great shit from it because they fucked a lot of that shit up. Okay. Moving on. I'm done talking about that stupid shit. Let's get on to your B-movie reviews. Alright, movie holics. This is Action Week. Got two old classic action movies for you. The first one is called The King of the Kickboxers. It was done in 1990. I didn't see any box office numbers. It basically went straight to DVD. It starred Lauren Vedon, Sherry Rose, and of course it had martial artist Billy Blanks in it. Now I'm going to tell you right now, right off the bat, the acting in this movie is god-awful. It was horrible. Everybody sucked in this movie for the most part. There was like one or two actors in there that's fairly well known, and they weren't too bad. But like the captain and the Interpol agent dude, they're fairly well known actors. They were okay, but everybody else, especially your lead actors, just, oh my god, the acting was terrible. Billy Blanks would just go around grunting as Khan. He would go around, yeah, okay, I'm gonna kill you. You know, just stupid. Excuse me, it was just a dumbass barbarian fucking talk. It was so bad. And the two leads, Lauren and Sherry, oh my god, was horrible. It was so cringe just to listen to them talk. Ugh. Anyways, still, I watched the movie. It was pretty cheesy. Basically, the story is you have this guy who goes to Thailand with his brother. His brother wins the championship, and Billy Blanks kills him because he wasn't supposed to win. He was supposed to take a dive. And of course, his brother wants revenge and eventually comes back to take out Billy Blanks. Sound a little familiar? Yeah, because it's literally kind of a rip-off movie from the movie Kickboxer with Jean-Claude Van Damme. There's a lot of similarities. Not completely, but there are a lot of similarities. Anyways, eventually the guy, you know, he gets a case involving like snuff films. Billy Blanks is like killing real fighters in these movies. So he goes to Thailand to stop Billy Blanks and the production of these snuff films. He realizes he won't be able to take out Billy Blanks, so of course he goes finds a sensei or teacher that lives out in the middle of fucking nowhere and uses bamboo sticks and water to, you know, pump him up and make him stronger and a better fighter so he can fight Billy Blanks. So he does. And the last scene, he's shooting a film and he kicks Billy Blanks' ass and basically kills him, and then that's the end of the movie. He wins. Was it good? It was okay for what it was. I give it a thumbs up and thumbs down. It's worth a one-time watch. It wasn't, if you could get through all the bad acting, because it was terrible acting. Okay. Now, there are 2 sequels to this film. They made a sequel again with Lauren Everton, which is supposed to be like No Retreat, No Surrender type fucking sequel, actually, but it turned out to be a Kickboxer sequel. I've never watched it, and I don't plan on it because Lauren Everton cannot act at all. So I don't, and I know it's going to be bad. So I'll never watch that one. However, there was another sequel that came out before it, but they titled it American Shaolin, King of the Kickboxers, and it was done in 1991. And neither film, neither sequel had anything to do with the original. Completely different stories. This one starred Rhea Madigan, Alice Zhang Hung, and Daniel Dan Kim. Now, again, there was no box office numbers. I'm guessing it went straight to DVD. This one's, the story is quite a bit different. There's a kid who's training with an old Chinese guy who claims he's a Shaolin master, but he's not. They enter a tournament kickboxing tournament, and he gets his ass whipped and embarrassed by the main bad guy, some young dude with a ponytail. Anyways, he decides to actually become a Shaolin since his master didn't. So he goes to China to train at a temple, Shaolin temple, to become a Shaolin. At first he couldn't get in there, but he eventually figures out how to get in there, and they accept him, and he eventually does become a Shaolin monk. Now, at the end of the movie, they have one more brawl out at a competition. The guy who embarrassed him at the beginning of the movie, he shows up. His name is Trevor. He whips the shit out of his friend, and then keeps talking trash at the Shaolin. So his master tells his Shaolin master, the one of the school, the Shaolin master of the school, he tells him to go in there and teach him a lesson and show him what Shaolin is all about. So the American Shaolin whips his ass, Trevor's ass, the bad guy, and all ends well as well. That's the end of the movie. I highly recommend this movie. 2 thumbs up. It's really a great movie. The acting is decent. It's not the greatest, but it's not bad either. And you have a few decent actors in this movie. Really good movie. Good story. Almost like a Karate Kid type movie. Again, it's supposed to be like a sequel to No Retreat, No Surrender. It's done by the same guy who did those movies. Anyways, great movie. Check it out. If you have any thoughts, let me hear them about what I talked about earlier about Spider-Man in the video. If you could think of any underrated movies or B movies that you think I may never have seen or heard of, please leave your suggestions down in the comment section down below, and I'll get to reviewing it as soon as I can. Until then, I told you be told the truth, and you just been told.